need. So a player that you need needs to come in. And here's me, I'm going transfers again. I'm sorry. The transfers are riling me completely. It's What's happening, people? Welcome to the video. Thanks for tuning in. Mad Red United. I'm Adam. It is midweek Premier League game this week up against Burnley on Wednesday night. A quick look ahead towards that, and obviously I just want to touch on everything else that's going on at the club as well at the moment. I did go into a lot of it and how I feel stuff is going down, especially on the live show on Sunday. But obviously it's United are at a stage now, a state, I won't say stage, I say state, because I've labelled them Laughingstock FC, because it just feels like the only people who can see what is happening to this club are the people who are not at the club, the people from other clubs, fans looking in from the outside, and they can see exactly what is going on. They can see the issues we're having, they can see the quality on the pitch, which isn't there anymore. The fear factor is gone. Everyone comes to Old Trafford now expecting to get something out of the game. It's as simple as that, because we have a soft centre about our squad. It's not good enough, deep enough, or experienced enough to handle the situation that we're in now. And that all comes down to adding more and more pressure onto Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And another game against Burnley this week, which we are threadbare for, simply because the squad isn't big enough. Our key players, we all knew we were 1-2 injuries away from an absolute nightmare. We're in that nightmare right now because our best players are all missing. It's as simple as that. And the pressure on Ollie now is getting to a stage where he's just having to come into every single press conference and defend Ed Woodward and the board and everything that United are doing right now. He's taking the brunt of everything. And I do feel sorry for him in that aspect. But let's not forget, he has built a lot of the pressure that he's under himself. He's the one who didn't buy the players. He's the one who said this squad is good enough. And you know what? He has to take a lot of the stick. I don't think it's all completely Ollie at the moment. It is absolutely pointless going Ollie in or Ollie out right now. The squad is at a stage where it does not matter who is in there. No one is in there is comfortable enough in that position that they're in, and it's just a case of no matter who's there right now, it just would not make it. Yeah, it may make a slight difference if you've got a better tactician in there who's more experienced than what Ollie is, but right now we all know that Ollie is there till the end of the season, the minimum. That is it. So we've just got to get on with it. The main issue we've got right now is what Ollie is saying in terms of defending the board and defending the club, when we all know that in the summer they won't think twice about getting rid of him. The problem I've got right now, the main problem I've got, is the way the club is run. Let's forget about transfers for a minute. Let's forget about transfers, because we know that that's a whole issue on its own, and it's been talked about enough all week and all month. I still don't think United will sign any player this month. That's just my opinion. We've got, what, 10 days left of the window. If something was going to be done, guys, seriously, 20 odd days into the transfer window, I think it would have been done. And the fact that the rumours and the little bits of stuff coming out in the press aren't even genuine. Yeah, you can say some sources have said this and that, and you know what? I'm not having it. I'm just not having it. I know what this club is like now when it comes to transfer windows. I've seen enough of it in the summer. They've got a manager who will say exactly what they want him to say, and they're happy with it. It's as simple as that. Ollie coming out saying that we've got Mata coming back to form. Well, even at top form, he wasn't good enough. It's great to come in for the odd game as a squad player, but if Solskjaer thinks that Mata is going to be a replacement for Rashford, then, oh my God. Well, I mean, what will the board do? If Ollie's saying all this out, I'm sure they're having conversations behind the scenes and everything like that, but it just is mind-boggling. It is. I'm swaying off again into transfers. I don't want to go into transfers. That's exactly how I feel. I still don't think they will make anything happen. We'll get excuses after excuses. Cavani was offered to United. It's a simple no-brainer. You get him. 33. You know what I mean? If you can take Zlatan for a couple of years, Cavani is a world-class striker, proven on the highest stage. And he's available and was offered for United at a price we can afford. Now Ashley Young is not at the club. You know, another wage gone. So why not get Cavani for another couple of years, which is probably what you was offering Ashley Young and his contract anyway, who hardly played. So a player that you needs to come in. And here's me. I'm going transfers again. I'm sorry. The transfers are riling me completely. It takes over every conversation. But the main... I'll get into Burnley in a second, but the main thing I want to talk about is the injuries at Manchester United. Now, you've all heard they're expecting Rashford to be back in weeks. It's bollocks. It's complete and utter bollocks. If I see Rashford back on that pitch in 6 or 7 weeks, then I'm going to fear for the lad's career. You've heard every single expert come out and talk about these stress fractures about backs. Van Persie had the one. I think it was O'Hara was in talking on TalkSport and Sky Sports News about his. Then they've had the experts, the back experts, saying it's 3 months minimum for recovery. And this is the problem. This is my main gripe with United at the moment. There's obviously a major issue with United and the way they deal with injuries, whether it be the manager, the medical staff, whoever it may be. There is a fundamental problem at Manchester United with it. And I'm thinking, me personally, is we're not giving players enough time to recover. The only person, you know what, I moaned about it. I moaned about it like an absolute dinosaur back when Van Gaal was actually in charge of Manchester United. But one thing Van Gaal did at the club was... every time a player was coming back from injury, he always said that he gave a 2-week recovery period. When the injury was cleared and rehab was done, he then wanted a 2-week recovery period where the player would get back to fitness, he would train up to a certain standard, and then Van Gaal would let him come back in to the club. It's that way of thinking, and me being an English dinosaur, whatever you want to call it, I was laughing it off. I mean, oh, forget it, play with injuries, be hardcore like the Fergie days. Throwing Rooney in with painkilling injections. Yeah, that was in competitions in semi-finals when it was near the end of a season. We just needed to get through. It was when we was fighting for the best honours and the biggest honours. Now we're not. Now we're not. And we're clinging on now to actually just keeping a squad together. It's the same thing with these injuries every single time. And I say it now. Every single expert who's come out and talks about this back fracture, this back stress fracture that Rashford has got, has said it's a minimum 3 months. If we're seeing Rashford in March, end of February, then I fear for him. We're rushing players back. We're not letting them get over their injuries quick enough. How many players come back for United and then go missing straight away after an injury? It's the same every time. We've done it with Pogba. Rojo's another one this season. Let's not get into Phil Jones. Smalling used to do it. Now he's in Italy under a different regime, different coaching, fitness, nutrition, whatever. He's not missed a game. Lukaku, out of weight, in weight, scoring goals. He's not missed a game. Not even an inkling of an injury, because the medical staff at United, and I'm going to call them out, have got serious issues and they do not belong at a club of Manchester United's size. The second highest wage bill in Europe, and we haven't even got the right medical staff to deal with these players, these athletes that they are now. Rashford is finely tuned. Anything can go wrong at any time. If you do not let the lad recover the way he should do, the way the experts are coming out and saying, ex-players, if you've had an injury, you know what it's like. I've had serious back injuries, and I've stopped doing a lot of what I used to do gym-wise, and my powerlifting days are completely finished now. I won't put my body through it now. I'm at an age where I can't recover in time. You can argue Rashford's young, he has got the recovery, but the only reason Ryan Giggs survived so many years at the highest level, at the peak fitness he did, was because he looked after himself in his own personal time, and he got the right people around him. Manchester United right now, in terms of their injuries, it isn't a myth. You know, Manchester United, the coincidence factor just seems, we just need to forget about that now, because it happens every single season with the same players every single time. Luke Shaw comes back, gets injured. Martial came back, got injured again. Rojo injured. Pogba playing with a fracture in his foot and his ankle. How is he playing? How has it took his people, who are the ones who have put him through this, supposedly, because Ollie's got no control over his players, how has he and his people been able to recognise this, but United don't, and we're still playing him? I mean, this is where the issue is with United at the moment. Forget about the transfers. When a player comes to United, you're fearing that he's never going to see a full season. Liverpool, how many times do you see Firmino, Mane and Salah missing from that front line? They're non-existent. They don't ever get injured. And they're playing game after game after game after game and still staying fit. How is it that they can do it on their schedule? I've not seen Wolves have loads of players get injured this season. They've played nearly 40 games. So we can't complain like we've got this high schedule. We're no different to anybody else. You know, we just get injuries after injuries after injuries, and there is a massive, massive issue. It needs to be brought up more about Manchester United's medical team, the training grounds, whoever is in charge, what the regime is there. That is one major problem at United. One major problem. We touched on transfers a little bit. I can't even bring myself to go into them anymore. There's another problem. The finances, they're even more. The way the fans are looked after, it's the whole aura around Manchester United at the moment is just one of sheer fear for the fans, because we don't know where we're going. We have no idea what the owners want to do but bleed money out of the club. Where we sit and where I sit in Old Trafford at my season ticket, we've got a leak in the roof coming from somewhere upstairs. I'm guessing it's somewhere executive suite that they're more worried about and want to look after more than the real fans who sit in the seats outside, because we sit under the cover and we have a leak coming down through onto them. It's rusting, there's no paint, it needs a paint. Oh man, it's depressing at the moment what is going on. And now, looking at what's happening on the pitch, it isn't helping. The only thing that's going to help this go away, and the issues behind the scene that are going to help this go away, and what has helped it go away in years gone by, is what's happening on the pitch. When you're winning, everything else and every other issue around the club just disappear. You've got Solskjaer now calling out Gary Neville, who said Ed Woodward should be sacked. Yeah, if you're looking on a football aspect of it, Ed Woodward should be sacked. But the fact that he's turned around so much money for the Glazers is the reason he won't be sacked. He is in charge of the football club. It's as simple as that. And he will not relinquish his power. People in power it's like a drug to him. It's like a drug to Ed Woodward. He is the head honcho, and he is the one who will be in charge of Manchester United until the Glazers go. It's as simple as that. We're talking about directors of football 17, 18 months ago, and we've still not got one. So this is why I feel the Bruno Fernandes deals and everything going on, it just won't happen. My main issue is, obviously, like I just spoke about there, I mean, we're talking about injuries and the injuries that we're getting and the frequency of them with the same players. Once a player goes down with a serious injury, we never seem to be able to get that player back to how he once was. We don't have the recovery set up, and there is something fundamentally wrong with the club from the inside of that training ground. I don't care what anyone says. It's no coincidence anymore. I'm sick of it. I am, because we can't rely on the same old players playing week in, week out at the moment, because they're not good enough. And you know what? Fosu Mensah, he's another player who's going to be coming back soon. He's another one who's had a big injury. Let's see how Eric Bailly and Fosu Mensah do it. See if I'm proven right. Let's see if they get another injury. Have we let them recover in time? Or are we just that desperate to get a team on the pitch that Solskjaer is rushing these players back? The fact that they did not see what was going on with Pogba's foot says one thing. The fact that we're having to throw Rashford in when he should be rested into a pointless FA Cup game when we really didn't need him at that stage. We were still well in the tie. And he got brought onto the pitch. He shouldn't even be there. He should be completely rested in them games. And now we've lost him for the rest of the season. Because if he does come back, again, it'll be another point proven that we haven't given him the recovery time that he needs. And what is going to be beneficial to him going forward in his United career, in his future. We could ruin the guy's career by not treating him and giving him the best treatment possible for this injury. Listen to what Van Persie said, Jamie O'Hara, the back experts, everyone who's had this injury. It doesn't change just because of someone's age or someone's actual body shape. If it's a double stress fracture, that's what it is. It's as simple as that. And you will be out for a certain amount of time. That's it. That's my little rant on the injury situation at United. I'm sick of it. It's my biggest bugbear. One more than the transfer setup. I'll be honest. That's what really gripes me about this football club. The injuries and the people and the players that are coming in covering for these players who are injured who are just not good enough. Top to bottom. Going into the Burnley game, I don't know what team he's going to play. We're obviously going to see the same, similar sort of setup as we did against Liverpool. Because we are, what now? The last 2 seasons that I can think of, say Mourinho's season last year and all his first major one this year, I can count just off the top of my head about 150 million we've spent on that defence. Darlow, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, players on their own there. And does it look any better? No, because 150 million spent, yeah, that's great. But at the heart of that, we've got a shaky defender in Lindelof, who looks like a nervous wreck, and a goalkeeper who was good, who is not good anymore. He's great at saving shots, but he fills the defence with zero confidence coming out for the ball, and it's starting to cost us 150 million. And the main 2 players that our manager's playing is them 2, and he will not differ. He will not change it for any game. Oh, maybe he would like to change it, but then again, someone like Axel, now who's obviously injured as well, from nowhere, because he didn't get injured in a game that I seen. I may be wrong, but yeah, another centre-back, another young lad who's come through and has a chance to stake his claim in the team, is injured. Comes back straight to the point of this issue that United have got with injuries that I don't see at any other club. I don't see it at all, and it's just riling me mouth to a point where I'm thinking, you know what? I can get excited about certain things happening on the pitch. I can see little bits of improvement, and then I'm always fearing, like it's happened with Rashford now. What if that player goes down? Then what have we got to come in? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. In every single key position on the pitch, we have no replacements in our squad that are good enough to cover that one player, apart from the goalkeeper. And I would say a centre-back, if we've got a Bailly or an Axel to come in when they're fit, to cover for a Lindelof. And everywhere else on the pitch, we've got nothing in centre mid, that's proven. We've got nothing in creativity, that's proven again. Striker now, Rashford's down, don't look like we're going to score. Martial can't do it on his own. He needs someone to take the pressure off him, to give him space. He's now not going to get that, because all anyone is going to do who are defending against us, and Burnley will do the same on Wednesday night, is take Martial out the game. United are done, because no one else is scoring or creating anything for this club at the moment. It was Martial who put Mata through for the goal against Wolves. That seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it? And that was probably the only chance we created. Martial had his chance against Liverpool and he ballooned it over the bar. In terms of clear-cut chances, that's all we've created in them 2 games, them 2. And that's it. So against Burnley, I expect a similar team we've seen against Liverpool, and a similar sort of stubbornness that Burnley are going to put up like they did against Leicester at weekend, making it difficult. And Leicester, with a pretty much fully fit squad, couldn't get past Burnley. Us, at Old Trafford, with Burnley, who have an exceptional record for a team of their standard at Old Trafford. I don't think we've beaten them in the last 4, playing them at Old Trafford. It's going to be a nightmare game. It really is. A goal early is what's needed. Will we get it? Oh, yeah. Wishful thinking, you could say, but it needs to be. It needs to happen. There's no one else or nothing else I can say. There's no change of shape we can make because we haven't got a squad. We haven't got enough players. So it's going to be the same team. It's going to be what we've been watching all along. Ollie's saying we took huge steps at Liverpool. We got beat 2-0. For God's sake, that's huge steps now. Where have our standards gone? I mean, oh, God, I can understand it if he was well comfortable in the top 4, you know what I mean? But if you haven't got a big enough squad and you've got a board that's not going to back you, you've got players dropping like flies because there's an issue in the medical team at this football club, then where is the strides? I don't care for strides and performance. It wasn't all right. It wasn't terrible. We had moments in the game where Liverpool were nervous, but at the end of the day, we lost 2-0. So what are you going to say? An improvement on what? We're losing games. We used to be able to take something from the big teams. We just played City and Liverpool, shipped 5 goals and scored 1. Now that's gone. Oh, improvement, yeah, you can say that in aspects, in certain players. But as a team, no. There's no improvement. There really isn't. So where do we go from there? Burnley on Wednesday. Tough game. That's where we go. A very, very tough game. And that, I think, people, is my little mini rant done. I'm recovering and getting back to my normal self again. Can't you tell? Oh, God, Burnley. I tell you what, tomorrow night is going to be one. It really is going to be one. And United need to pull out all the stops. Can you see it? Can you really see it? Can you see us performing against a team like Burnley? We know what's coming. We know. We've done them at their place, but we always do. We never seem to be able to do them at Old Trafford, and that is a fair first team, I think, to take points off Ollie. Even under his best run last season was Burnley at Old Trafford. They are a bogey team for us here, and, well, God knows what's going to happen, really. I don't know, but that's it for this video, people. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone who has messaged me on the last video, the live stream, there have been loads of messages. Everyone is going into meltdown right now, obviously, because what is going on in the transfer window. It's the top of everyone's topic list. Right now, for me, I've come to an acceptance that this is what United are now in terms of transfers. The money isn't there. That's what I think. My main concern now is actually keeping a squad fit. And if you can't look after what you've got already, what hope have you got for anything that is coming in on top of that? That's the problem at United. The injury situation at United is priority number 1 for me. That is the problem. Because you could go and buy any player in the world right now, any world-class player. And if they're not looked after right, then, look, it's not going to go anywhere, is it? We're not going to move anywhere forward, no matter what Solskjaer says. This isn't all Solskjaer. No, it's not. I do feel sorry for him a little bit at the moment, but I ain't letting him off the hook. He has caused a lot of the problems that are going on right now as well, just by going along with what Ed Woodward and the Glazers' money-saving scheme is. And it is money-saving. The wage bill has been slashed recently in these last few windows. Count them up. Fellaini, Lukaku, Sanchez, Smalling, Young, Herrera. Man, have you not got 100... What have you got there? You got there over £1 million a week that we are saving now. Since, what? Well, you can only add Ashley Young to it this time, but it would have been round about £1 million in terms of wage bill a week that United are saving right now. And we can't go out and put an extra 5 or 10 million onto the Bruno Fernandes deal. We can't afford a Cavani who is fit, ready to go, who's probably going to want 200 grand a week. Young was probably on around about 120, and that's what was offering him. Oh, it's a worry. It's a worry. I can understand people's fears. I've got them myself. People, I'll see you at Burnley tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the fans view video after the game. It will be good to be back. I'm back in and around the stadium just to get our other people. I've missed the vibe of other people's thoughts on what's going on, but I'll be back there tomorrow night. Don't forget to tune in, watch that fans view video. I'll see if I can get live on Periscope maybe before the game. I don't know, depends what works set up and everything going on tomorrow and what time I get around the ground. But yeah, check it out, people. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications for the videos coming up so you don't miss the videos I've just mentioned, and give the video a like and a share. It is much appreciated. All comment below. As usual, I will see you at Burnley at Old Trafford tomorrow night. Who knows what's going to happen in 24 hours? We just don't know. That's the ultimate fear, really.